Hey, everybody in the Nacho world. This is Branden Hill, the Director of Strategic Growth with Dental Nachos. I'm glad to join you again today to talk about some really cool ideas and information that I think you guys will find interesting. This is going to be a great opportunity because we have a special guest with us that's going to help us dig in to something that I think we all kind of know about, maybe want to get some more information on, and it's about data analytics. So I have with us the Executive Vice President of Sales for Dental Intelligence and LocalMed, Tom Brown. How are you doing today, Tom?
I am doing fantastic, Branden. Looking forward to talking with you.
Hey, we're looking forward to it as well. And, Tom is great because, most of you, if you're not already working or customers of LocalMed, you've heard of it and you're probably close to getting on board with them because they do so many great things for the Dental Nachos community and have literally helped hundreds of dental offices just help with, online scheduling and getting and keeping and reactivating patients. But partnered with that, or they are actually partnered with and part of Dental Intelligence, which Tom is going to talk to us about that today and how LocalMed and Dental Intelligence have worked together to make your dentisting life even easier and even more productive. So talk to me, Tom, about Dental Intelligence and, just what is Dental Intelligence? We know it's a data analytics company, but I know that's a broad term. So I'm sure people will be really excited for you to dig in on what that means and what that means to them.
Well, I think that's a great idea because there is a lot of ambiguity out there when you talk about data analytics. So I think it's a lot easier to explain if I use like sports and other business analogies.
That's always good.
It's helped me out a lot because as you know, Branden, I've been with LocalMed for almost 5 years now. And it wasn't up until maybe 5 months ago or so that I became responsible for dental intel sales as well. And so I really had to dive into it, right?
Sure.
And so once I took over that responsibility, I started to look into some of the details of dental intelligence to see what it really is. And I heard a lot of different kind of definitions and what it was. And it always came down to dashboards and data and actionable data. But really, I started to see a lot of parallels with CRMs, which is customer relationship management systems. And I'm sure you're familiar with them. I think you use Salesforce.com. So do we. And there are a lot of parallels with them. So I thought maybe the best way to explain this to a dental practice is kind of understand what a CRM is and how maybe we can create a PRM, so to speak, a patient relationship management system right for the dental practice. And so I think about when our people come in today, whether it's sales, customer support, operations, they have their day kind of laid out for them. They've got all of their daily tasks and events, and it's not just data, it's not just analytics, it's actionable data. So when they come in the morning, they've got not just their tasks, but they know which meetings they're having. They know if they're having a meeting with a partner, if they're doing a demo for the client. There's specific information that's there about the client. So all of that is right there for them at their fingertips when they come in that day. And it's kind of similar also to a CRM because it sits on top of other software packages. So a dental practice will have a practice management system and Dental Intel sits on top of that. And the reason that's so important is because it's extracting data from those practice management systems, but it puts it into, let's say, actionable chunks or easy to access information for each one of the people on the staff, so they don't have to go finding it, and it's all put in a way that they're actually going to be using it. And one of the nicest parts about it is, and this is a little bit different when you think about CRMs, because they're built for businesses, and there's all kinds of businesses that use Salesforce.com across the world, and all of them. So it has to kind of be customized to what you're doing. Whereas with Dental Intel, we only work in the dental space. So it's already been customized for you when you come in as a dental practitioner, dental staff member, to actually do what you want it to do and give you the information that you want to look at because this is how you're going to do your day.
That's so important. And the key word there is actionable data. I know I deal with a lot of different types of data points every day, but part of it is figuring out just how do I use it? What do I do with it? What does that data really mean? And then if you're a dentist and it's like, what is this data that my practice management software and my schedule and all this other stuff have? What does that mean to my practice? How do I use that to make my practice more successful. So thanks for explaining that, in general terms and easy terms on what this actually does. Give us an example of how that works in a practice. How are practices using dental intelligence?
Okay, so this will be fun because we get to use a sports analogy. Do you watch football, Brandon?
Up until this Sunday, I would say, unfortunately, finally, I have something good to talk about as an Eagles fan. So yes, of course I watch football. There's blood in my veins. It's green. I watch it.
Absolutely. We have the same thing because I'm a Bears fan and they finally just won one after 6 losing Sundays. So a little bit more fun to talk football today than it was the last 6
Exactly.
weeks. So this will go right into if you're a sports fan at all. One of the examples and how this would work in a dental practice. Most dental practices do a morning huddle, and that huddle terminology is taken right out of the football terminology. Well, dental intelligence has a component that's called morning huddle. And what it is if you already do a huddle, you kind of have an understanding of it, but I'll explain it really quickly. It's basically a game plan for that day. So would you think of like the Eagles or the Bears? Well, maybe those two teams, but not the better teams. They wouldn't go into a game without a game plan specifically targeted to who they're playing, what are the matchups, what do they have to do in order to come out and have a successful Sunday, right?
Right.
That's exactly what morning huddle is. It's a game plan for the day. So when you come in, well, first of all, let me go back to the fact that the office manager, when she is putting together the game plan or the morning huddle, that usually can take between a half hour and an hour each day, depending on how diligent they're going to be, right? Well, right. When you come in with Dental Intel, you don't spend any of that time. You just turn it on, click on morning huddle, and boom, it pops up to you. All the information that practice manager would put together in a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour every single day is at a touch of a button. And the beautiful thing is it's what you need to see every day. So if the practice manager got busy, they may not be able to get all this information. Well, with morning huddle and Dental Intel, first thing you see, you've got 25 patients coming in today. Production's going to be $8,900. By the way, that's $400 below your goal. And what are we going to do today to make that happen? The next 4 things you're going to see is, hey, with those 25 scheduled patients, you've got 12 of them that have unscheduled family members. You click on that, you see who those family members are. It's right there. Think about getting into a huddle or a game plan. And now everybody knows what they're supposed to do when these particular patients come in. Hey, I noticed your wife isn't set up for an appointment. Can we get her scheduled? Next thing is unscheduled treatment. 8 of those patients out of the 25 have unscheduled treatment on their case. Let's get them scheduled for that. Another one is past due AR. So if somebody comes in and they owe $300, front desk person, you know that that's your first question to ask when they come in. And then last but not least, you've got unscheduled hygiene. So, hey, we've got 25 patients coming in. A couple of them don't even have a scheduled hygiene appointment. Let's make sure we get that scheduled before they leave. So all of that pops right up there. Everybody knows what they're doing on that play or in that game, who they have to talk to, who they may not specifically have to talk to, so they're not spending their time unwisely. And then another great thing about the morning huddle is this. You come into your day, you'd like to have a full schedule. That's not always the case, right? You get a lot of people out there going, yeah, of course. So you can click on the schedule by operatory. It's going to show you within Dental Intel where those gaps in your schedule are. And now click another button, and it's not just going to give you a list, Brandon, of who can come in and now you just start calling. It's actually run by an algorithm that Dental Intel put together that tells you who's the best patient to fill that particular time. And by best, it can be, hey, we know these people have come in on Tuesdays before. We know they have insurance, or we know they pay their bills, or we know that they've never canceled an appointment. So they go through a number of those things. So you're not just going to see what can be done, but we're going to give you the highest probability to fill those particular appointments. So it's really pretty cool. And so think about that. You go back to the Philadelphia Eagles or the Chicago Bears.
Right.
When they go into that Sunday and you call a certain play, and a certain play in this case might be a particular patient coming in the door, what does everybody have to do to make this successful? It lays it out. It's really easy for the practice. So really nice.
No, I thank you for explaining. I was getting excited thinking about that, wondering if the Eagles could use this. If you have a actual version that the Eagles could use, this sounds like I said, it's a morning huddle. The morning huddle features a morning huddle on steroids because it can do things. I'm pretty sure that the typical morning huddle in the practice can't do, but also do it in less time. And anything that saves time either saves money or makes money. So this is great. So I know with CRM systems, they help ensure patients don't fall between the cracks. So dental intelligence has something like that.
It absolutely does. It's actually called follow-ups, and it's
Okay.
another application within the Dental Intel platform. And like you said, with CRMs, you've got to have this management system that if somebody doesn't do what you're thinking they're going to do, they don't just get lost. So in a dental
Right.
practice, we talked about, like in the morning huddle, it says you've got people that have unscheduled treatment, or you have people that have unscheduled hygiene. Well, if they don't schedule during that time, we don't want them to fall through the cracks. So when you actually utilize follow-ups, it's really kind of cool because you get to choose the parameters that you're going to use. So let's say for unscheduled treatment, you can go in and say, okay, if they haven't scheduled this within 5 days, and it's worth more than $200, then we want to make sure there's a follow-up set for 2 days later. So
Right.
that's totally within your purview to do. But now what's really nice is, again, your dental staff comes in. What are they doing? You've got the morning huddle, but now you've also got follow-ups because in between people coming in, we're trying to get in touch with patients and get them scheduled. Now, we haven't talked a little bit about LocalMed and the online
Oh yeah.
scheduling tool.
Oh
And I
yeah.
should have mentioned that even with the morning huddle, because not only do you have that probability list, which is great, but you can now send them a text message with the LocalMed link embedded in that. So they get it on their phone. I've got an opening at 10:30. They click on it, and now they've booked an appointment without ever having to talk to anybody at your staff because we're integrated into the practice management system. And so it's being written in there following all of your practice's unique scheduling rules. And the same thing is happening here in follow-ups. Once you send that information out to them, they're seeing it on their phone or on their email, whichever way you choose to do it. And
Hmm.
now they're scheduling the appointment immediately without any other intervention. The other nice thing about this is once the dental staff member reaches out to them, there are three options. One, it's either a confirmed appointment that you got in touch with them. Second is I got in touch with them, but we didn't create an appointment. And the third is I wasn't able to reach them. But in all three of those cases, the top one, it dispositions it as completed, so it's no longer on the list. The other two make you put in, like, reschedule a time to get in touch with them so you can get an appointment. So in essence, you can't fall through the cracks. Everybody's going to be continually followed up on. But the best part about this is they're all assigned to particular either staff members or staff roles. So you as the practice owner know, hey, everybody's working on what they should be working on, and I have a place to track to make sure that all of this is happening. So
That's really great. I mean, I know people are already interested and want to learn more, and I have a few more questions I want to ask you. But before I do that, I know Ariel's probably putting some things in the comment section there on Facebook for everybody to see on how to learn more and get in contact with you. But to get in contact with Dental Intel or see what they have for you here in Dental Nachos, you can just go to get.dentalintel.net/dental-nachos, and Ariel will put that in the comment section. And there'll also be a way to learn more about the LocalMed aspect of dental intelligence, which I want to ask you a couple more questions about in a minute. But you can just text local to 55444 to learn more about LocalMed as well. So talk to me about that relationship. You were with LocalMed for 5 years, and then the partnership was created with LocalMed and Dental Intelligence. Tell me about how that came to be and what that really means for not just you, but also the dentist as well.
So that's perfect. First of all, it was really nice because I had met a number of people at Dental Intelligence before we kind of combined, and Dental Intelligence actually purchased LocalMed. But the reason they did that, and we had a ton of success, as you know, you guys have always been great partners of ours. We've really changed how people interact with their dental practices and scheduling an appointment. And because that's the very first interaction that you're having with new patients, it's so
Right.
critical that it's done in an easy and convenient manner. And really, LocalMed is the standard in the dental space for that now, and that's clear. And that's the reason why Dental Intelligence purchased us, because they were the kind of the Cadillac of data analytics, and they have all this actionable data, but they didn't have that component of scheduling the appointment, which is really totally closing the loop on all of those actionable data items that they had. And so now LocalMed is integrated in with Dental Intel in all those areas, whether it's in the morning huddle, whether it's in the follow-ups, or even in some of the things we'll talk about shortly, and how we can actually make a huge difference with mining your own database. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. So so let's talk about that a little bit. Mining your own database. How do we do that? How does Dental Intel and LocalMed help with that? What does a dentist need to know, and how will this help make their life easier?
So what you really need to know is that we have an awesome tool for it. So I'll give you an example. We had, obviously, everybody's gone through a challenging year with the pandemic. People were shut down in March and April, and pretty much all the hygiene stopped. But what a lot of people didn't start thinking about until Dental Intel started putting it out in the public forums was, hey, this downturn in March and April, this is going to come back 6 months later, because usually you've got 80 to 85% of your hygiene already filled, and now it wasn't going to be filled. We were seeing 15 to 20% filled. Right. When you look at what it would have taken to actually make those calls, dental practices just absolutely do not have the bandwidth. It was like anywhere from 4,000 to 10,000 phone calls that would have to be made. It just wasn't possible to be done. But because Dental Intel and LocalMed are together, what we were able to create is something called it was already there in Patient Finder, and it would create lists mining the data. Merging that with LocalMed now, though, we were able to put together a standard report that said, due for hygiene adult or due for hygiene child. Click on that. It instantly gives you an entire list of all of the patients in your practice that need a hygiene appointment. They're not scheduled for one. So that's instant. 2 more button pushes, and you've now sent out a bulk text to all of those people that needed a hygiene appointment. This is literally takes 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Wow.
When we first rolled that out in June, Brandon, we tried it out with 60 of our clients. The lowest number of patients that booked within the next couple of weeks was 25. It was an insane number.
Wow.
The most, 378 booked appointments. When you think about the amazing amount of time that saved, it was just incredible. And now all of a sudden that trough people were seeing in hygiene appointments, those were being filled up, especially because part of it is you can actually set the dates that they can actually book the appointment for. And again, with LocalMed, you don't have to actually have any intervention with the dental staff in order to have it right back into the practice management system. So just really dynamically changing how we're interacting with our patients and how easy it is for the patients, but really the savings and the efficiency by which a dental staff can work on a day-to-day basis, and you've got everybody on the same page.
That's amazing. Those are amazing numbers as far as how many you're able to get scheduled. And, that's what it's all about. That's what we do here, and what we try to promote and show good ideas with. Saving time, making money. Saving time is saving money. And it's also usually ends up meaning you're going to make some more money. So nothing wrong with making money and also giving the patient a better experience at the same time. So tell us, what else, Tom? What's new on the horizon for Dental Intelligence?
So what's new right now is really kind of cool. It's called payments. And this is not a past due collections tool. It's actually a customizable AR workflow solution. So it sends a friendly text, and you can set it up to do this on a daily basis, asking the patient, hey, and it's a text. So, hey, you have this outstanding balance, it's $100. You can click this and pay through your phone. So think about that. So many practices right now are still sending out invoices and whatever. Brandon, I don't know about you, but I don't really pay anything with checks anymore. I do it all online. And if somebody asks me for money, I'm on Venmo. I can just click it to them. It's simple. It's easy.
Exactly.
That's what this whole solution is all about. We've had tremendous response. in the month or so since we've released it. We're consistently updating it because we're taking the feedback from our clients that are using it. But this is exciting, and I'll share this with you. If you're already a LocalMed or a Dental Intel customer, and if you're a LocalMed customer, you are a Dental Intel customer, you need to contact Dental Intel to get this set up for you, because right now we're setting up that payments plan for free, no monthly payments at all. You only pay if somebody uses it, and it's a really small percentage, but why not get it set up now? And because I can tell you, once this thing starts to take off, it's going to change how people collect their payments at a dental practice.
Wow.
And there's a lot involved with us setting it up. It's super simple on the practice side, but it's not going to be a free monthly, month to month. It won't be no payment. There'll be some type of a payment, but if you sign up before the end of the year, you can just have it added to your platform.
Wow, that's great. So you heard that. If you're currently a customer of LocalMed and or Dental Intelligence, please reach out to them. Get this added. The offers are great. LocalMed Dental Intelligence always do amazing things, not just with the products and services that they provide, but the offers that they provide for the dental nachos community are always very generous, and they're just great and make it really easy for people to get started, which, you know, as we like to say, makes it a nacho brainer. So Tom, how do people reach you to learn more? I know you're in the Facebook group, but how else can they reach out to you?
A couple different ways, but I wanted to add one more thing to that because I focused on the payments thing there. If you're not a Dental Intel customer, you're not using Dental Intel or LocalMed now, call us now. Payments just gets added for free too. And we're hoping that this discussion will get some interest in there.
Sure.
But the other way to get in touch with us is the 1-888-203-7531. That's the direct line to one of our account executives. And then the Dental Nachos landing page, the Get Dental Intel /Nachos. And then you'll be taken through. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you're a Dental Nachos member, that's the best way to go, because then you're always going to get those extra special toppings because we're
extra nacho deals, or the nacho TLC as we call it, that you get being a part of Dental Nachos. So you heard it from Tom. This has been great, Tom. We really appreciate you coming by. Once again, text local as well. You can always text local to 55444 to get more information. You can use the link that is in the comments that Ariel has placed for you to, you know, either learn more or sign right up with the great offers that we have from Dental Intelligence and LocalMed. Any parting words for the group, Tom?
Yes. First of all, thank you, Brandon. Really appreciate it. We love Dental Nachos as a partner. And then to everybody listening, have a very merry and happy and safe holiday season.
Excellent. Thanks, Tom. And thank you, everyone, once again. And I encourage you, we all encourage you, just find out if you haven't already what LocalMed and Dental Intelligence can do to make your life easier. Thanks. See you again.
Thanks, Brandon.